Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nicole and we have been sharing our TTC journey, and we have recently found out that we are pregnant with our rainbow baby. So we are super excited, and I'm planning on sharing my pregnancy journey here on YouTube. So at the end of this video, I will put a link for my playlist of my trying to conceive journey on there. So if you're interested in learning about like the past history, you guys can watch that video. Today we're going to be focusing on how I knew I was pregnant and the 2-week wait symptoms. If you've been following my journey, then you will know that I had my first positive pregnancy test at 9 DPO. So that's 9 days past ovulation. It was very, very faint. I know most people who watched that video could not see it on that test, but then at 10 DPO it was darker. Since this was a medicated cycle, I was taking Clomid during the cycle that I conceived. I decided to write down every single symptom that I felt because I am planning on making a video comparing the different amounts of Clomid and how that might affect you differently. So stay tuned for that video, but that is the main reason why I was tracking all of these symptoms, is because I wanted to be able to share that information with you guys. So thankfully, I have a very detailed notes for this video today, kind of going back on the things that I felt and the things that kind of made me realize I could be pregnant. If you watched my ovulation test video for the month that I conceived, you would know that I believe that I ovulated on cycle day 14. I did have some cramping before, or like right when I got my first like start of my like peak ovulation test. So I did have cramping. That was kind of like my first symptoms that I was going to ovulate. And then I used the ovulation predictor test to like, okay, yep, looks like you're going to ovulate. And then I'm just assuming the next day is when I ovulated. So after that, there was a few days where I really didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel like anything. On cycle day 20, which is 6 DPO, 6 days past when I believe I ovulated, in the afternoon, I was like vacuuming in my house and I had this super sharp pain in my right side. It was like a really strong like pinching pain, and it hurt so much where I like stopped my vacuuming. I was like, what in the world is that? And at first I thought, oh my gosh, like Clomid, I probably have a cyst and something probably ruptured, and I was thinking all of the worst things possible. But now looking back, I wonder if that was implantation, because you can implant as early as 6 DPO, and I had a positive pregnancy test at 9 DPO. So that's kind of my assumption when I had that sharp pain, that might have been implantation, and that was in the afternoon of 6 DPO. The rest of the day, like that night, after I had that pinching feeling, I had a lot of like dull, kind of like achy cramps, but it was all on that one side. So it wasn't like my whole uterus, it was just that one right side. I could feel it there. And that dull kind of aching feeling has been going on pretty much since that time frame. So it's just never really gone away. Sometimes it's more noticeable than others, but I've kind of had a kind of consistent dull kind of like achy pain. And I'm not sure if that is because of Clomid or if that is because I had a miscarriage, which I think makes you hypersensitive to every little thing, every little cramp feeling you have. But I thought I would share that with you guys. I think my neighbor is doing yard work next door, so if you can hear like weed whacking or lawnmower or something, I'm really sorry. Hopefully it's not like interrupting this video. But the next day, cycle day 21, which would be 7 DPO, and I'm gonna keep saying that, I'm sorry if that's like obnoxious to you guys, but some people are like, what cycle day was it? Or like, what DPO was it? So I'm just gonna say both for the different people who want to know different things. But that day, cycle day 21, 7 DPO, I felt exhausted, like beyond any type of like pregnancy tired I've ever felt before. Like I could literally fall asleep, like reading my son a story, like playing with him, or just like sitting on the couch. Like I literally would feel myself start to nod off. And never ever been a person to really nap. Even when I was pregnant with my son the first time, I barely ever napped. I was just, go to bed a little bit earlier kind of thing. But I was completely just like dead to the world. And I did look up kind of like Clomid symptoms and stuff like that. And I was reading that a high level of progesterone can increase people's symptoms of being tired. And since Clomid kind of creates more or larger follicles, they tend to give you higher progesterone numbers. And I believe my progesterone was, let me look it up so I can just tell you guys the accurate number. Okay, so I looked at my progesterone results again so I can share it with you guys. But my progesterone was 27.3. So that is a pretty high progesterone level, which could have been the reason why I was so exhausted. The next day, so cycle day 22, and that would be 8 DPO. I just had more of the same cramping that I said, the doll kind of cramping just on the right side, and the tiredness continued. Cycle day 23, 9 DPO, I had my like telltale sign that I'm pregnant. For me at least, I'm not saying this is going to be for everybody, but while I was brushing my teeth that morning, before I even took that pregnancy test, I felt like I was going to vomit while brushing my teeth. And I've had that with every single time I've ever been pregnant, where like I'm brushing my teeth and I start to gag, like I'm going to throw up. It happens like pretty much all the first part of my pregnancies. And like, to me, I was like, holy crap, maybe I am actually pregnant. And all day, that day, I felt like I just had to pee all the time. The next day, cycle day 24, which would be 10 DPO, I had the same symptoms with the teeth brushing, the frequent urination. I was still super, super tired, but my cramping started to get a little bit stronger, and it kind of made me concerned that I might be miscarrying again. So I want to say, like, it's so hard if you've ever had a miscarriage or you're pregnant and you have cramps and you think that it could be something wrong, because cramping can be very normal in pregnancy, but it also can be a sign that there is something going on. So just be really aware of your body if you feel cramps and you are, having a positive test. When it's so early in a pregnancy, there's only so much you can do. You can't stop your body from losing a pregnancy when you're 9 DPO, 10 DPO. So I just want to add that part in there, because I know it's really scary for a lot of people who are pregnant and they're feeling cramps. The next day, on cycle day 25, which would be 11 DPO, I continued to have those stronger cramps. And at that point, even though I had like to me, a very obvious positive pregnancy test, I had a positive digital test, I kind of told myself, like, what will be, will be. I made my appointment with my OB to get seen. And at this point, I am just praying that this baby is healthy and that we make it full term and we get to have a beautiful little baby here with us. But I kind of just done tracking symptoms and done tracking all that stuff, because I don't want to drive myself crazy thinking that there could be something wrong when I'm praying that there's nothing wrong. If you've made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate you watching this video, and I hope it was helpful to you in some sense. I am planning on uploading a few more videos for you guys, kind of explaining my journey with Clomid and my miscarriage, and I hope you stick around and watch some more videos. And if you enjoyed this video, would you please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing, because there's going to be a lot more here to share. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.